Should we go to gym according to Ayurveda?
Yes, why not?
Gym versus yoga, what is better?
Both are good.
Is an only protein, minimal fat diet best?
No.
No. So they can have fats.
Yes, they must have fats according to Ayurveda.
That also explains why people fail when they are trying to directly switch to meditating and they're like, oh, it doesn't
Yes,
work.
so this holds to meditation also.
A very warm namaste to everyone and welcome to HimVeda. Today we have again Dr. Sharma with us.
Namaste.
Dr. Sharma, how are you?
I'm good. Good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So our last video did well and where we talked about ghee. If you have not watched that, please watch it so that you know what's going on in this video. And in the previous video, we got a lot of questions about...
So many myths were broken in the previous video, I think.
Yes, a lot of them. People were really responding well to the video. And we got a lot of questions about gym because we talked about gym and ghee. So I have prepared some questions for you, a rapid fire for you from those questions. And I would like you to answer in yes or no so that we do a quick rapid fire for the engagement as well. And then after that, we can go deeper into it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So should we go to gym according to Ayurveda?
Yes, why not?
Okay. So gym versus yoga, what is better?
Both are good.
Okay.
That might sound as a political answer, but yes, both are good.
Okay.
Depends on how you do it.
Okay. So are gymmers eating the right diet?
No.
Is an only protein, minimal fat diet best?
No.
No. So they can have fats.
Yes, they must have fats according to Ayurveda.
Fats like ghee?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So is a gymmer healthier than a wrestler or is a wrestler healthier than a gymmer?
No, I would say wrestlers are healthier based on the diets, current diets, but gymmers can also be healthier if they start eating better.
Okay. So why should we go to gym now? Why? What? Because gym came, I think, in the last century in India. Before that, what was the scenario in India and how were people taking the diets?
So before that, there were natural exercises.
Okay.
People working in the fields, that became an exercise. There were martial arts people preparing for war. And in Ayurveda, it's been mentioned like you should dig wells when somebody gets diabetes. So they exercise. They said that they should exercise and dig wells.
Oh, really?
So it's a good exercise. You see, it's not a waste of time like running on a treadmill or doing those push-ups and pull-ups. You're actually digging a well for the community. So your health improves and community's well-being also improves.
Yes, greater good.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So those kind of things were mentioned.
Okay. Can you refer to some more because they seem very interesting?
Yeah, so there are many such examples, and the gym was not there, that's right, but it's modern day exercises gym. So why not go to gym? But the thing is, you follow the same principles as mentioned in Ayurveda, the principles of exercise.
Okay.
If you follow those same principles, then you can do anything you want.
Okay. So now principles, what are those principles? If you can just briefly mention it, because now we're talking about ghee in this video.
Yeah, so there are many such principles. Firstly, you have to focus on your body type.
Okay.
There are many body types, eight types. So whether you belong to the Vata, Pitta or Kapha body type, you have to exercise keeping the body type in mind. Then keeping the season in mind. More strength in winters, so winters demand heavier exercise.
Okay.
And then day versus night exercise. So it's always mentioned, early morning exercise is better. So that's another rule. So apart from this, you have to know the limits. So it's said that once Hridhi sthan sthito vayu vakram yada prapadyate, which means that when you start panting very deeply, a very deep mouth breath, that's the time to stop and relax. That's what people forget to do when they are on the treadmill. They keep running and then many bad things happen. And then once you start perspiring or sweating all over, from the forehead to the nose to the joints, hands and feet, that's the time to call it a day, to stop for that day. So these are some of the rules, basic rules, which we can talk separately. And of course, then what you do after gym, how you rest and how you eat. That also becomes very important.
Okay.
So if you follow all these rules, then you're free to go to gym.
Okay. So now I will skip the gym versus yoga question, but can you still brief us a little bit about that?
Yeah, gym versus yoga, there's no versus actually. Both
Okay.
are good. So if you know, there are three qualities of the mind: sattva, raja, tama.
Okay.
Sattva means light, being meditative, being very wise. That's sattva, light, being enlightened.
Okay.
Then raja is being more active. Rajas means physical activity, emotion, anger, power.
Okay.
And tamas means darkness,
Okay.
or being lazy
Okay.
like an animal. Tamas basically means what an animal does. He eats, sleeps, procreates. So if a man is just eating, sleeping and procreating,
It's just tamasic.
that's tamas.
Okay.
So for people who are tamasic, we don't advise this yoga straight away. Yoga, you have to see, is a sattva activity. Yoga is more sattva. It will bring about sattva. So somebody very tamasic should not jump onto yoga, sattvic. There's always a middle path, the rajas.
Okay.
So tamas must move to rajas and then sattva.
Okay.
So tamas person who is very lethargic, very sedentary lifestyle, not working, so he should move, run or go to gym.
Okay.
And one who is doing a lot of gym, lot of activity, that's more rajas. So maybe he develops those qualities of anger and those lot of activity. Maybe there is the stress hormones are built up. So to tone that down, he must do some yoga as well.
Okay.
That's sattva.
So it's like a ladder.
It's a ladder.
Okay.
It's a ladder. So you decide which you enjoy and which you want to do. And of course, for quick weight reduction and for many metabolic diseases, this gym is very good. Yoga will bring about weight reduction, but more long lasting and over a longer period of time. Gym is faster.
That also explains why people fail when they are trying to directly switch to meditating and they're like, oh, it doesn't work.
So this holds to meditation also. If we are very into tamas and we start meditating, we never advise that. Jump from tamas to sattva.
Okay.
There's always should pass through the rajas. So sedentary life, going to more activity, and then meditative life.
Okay. I'll do that, to be honest. So now we also busted the myth of gym versus yoga that a lot of channels do. I've seen. They will compare yoga and gym, and some will say gym is better and some will say yoga is better. But now we know that both are necessary.
Yes,
and
both have their own place.
they're interconnected, basically. So now to the next question. Are gymmers eating the right diet? You said no.
No. So the focus is on proteins. And that's because it gives cuts to the body and shape. But Ayurveda focuses on snigdha bhojan, or oily, fatty food is important for gymmers.
Okay.
As there's thousands of year old, this authentic text, Sushrut, in the chapter 25th, he talks about vyayamo hi sadapatyo balinam snigdha bhojinam. Vyayamo snigdha bhojinam. The one who is exercising, he should focus on snigdha bhojan, on fatty food, good fats, ghee, butter, coconut oil, good oils. So that's a must. You asked me whether they should eat fats. They must eat.
Yes.
Otherwise, what happens is katin gunavriddhi. Katin means hardness. So there will be a hardness in the body, which gymmers often face.
Okay.
Their muscles are so stiff and hard, the ligaments. That's katin gun according to Ayurveda.
Okay.
This katin gun increases, and the softness and suppleness of the body goes down, and then gymmers cannot squat properly, sit in a squatting position, in cross-legged position.
Yes.
And when they try to do yoga, they feel very stiff.
Yes.
So the aim of the exercise, any exercise, is not to make you more stiff. So
Just to make you more mobile.
Yes,
Mobility is the main
mobility
goal.
should increase. And what in a engine or in any motor, how mobility increases? It increases with grease.
Yes.
We always grease when doors start making noise, or when any part of a machine starts making noise. We always grease it.
Yes.
So what's the grease for human body? It's fats, good fats. So when we don't do that, we focus only on proteins, then we become hard, stop being soft and supple. And this leads to long term problems also. So anything which is soft will bend
Yes.
and will uh, fall in line with the changing times. But anything hard will be brittle, it can be cracked.
Yes.
So that's why gymmers suffer from many injuries, gym related. So one, they are over exercising, and two, they are not eating properly, not eating fats. So these are the two problems. So we already talked about the rules of exercise,
Yes.
and the rule of eating is this snigdha bhojinam.
One more question. People also get sick when they start going to the gym. And what happens? They lose all their gains. And it's a very common term around gymmers. Many of my friends will go to the gym, they will build body, and they will be doing well. But one time they get sick, all of that goes away.
Yes,
Their immune system is very weak,
immune system
is
is
what I
weak
want to say.
because the focus is more on building muscles, looking good, and the focus is not on building immunity. Most of our immune system is in the gut, in the large intestine.
Yes.
That's where the most of the immune system is. That's where most of the gut microbiome. Now, the latest researchers talk about gut microbiome.
Okay.
I think we should talk about this in a separate video.
Okay. Okay.
But most of these people who exercise very hard, they suffer. You're right. They suffer from disturbed gut,
Yes.
disturbed immunity, and they fall sick often. So the reason is gut microbiome is disturbed. Why that? And that again has to much role to play with the diet only.
Yes.
Gut microbiome it thrives, as we talked in the last video, it thrives on good fats.
Yes.
That's their food. So when we restrict that, it falls out of place.
That's why they get more sick.
Yes.
So gymmers eat more fats, and we will make a separate video for you. Right. We should make a separate video on gut microbiome.
We'll do that. So the focus is always on looking good and on curves.
Yes.
But traditionally speaking, it was not the case. It was all overall health.
Yes.
And being more powerful.
Even 100 years ago, this was not the case.
Yes.
Like if you see the bodybuilders and the actors from 100 years ago, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s,
yes,
they were like bulky.
They were bulky, more plump.
Yes, like
round.
Dara Singh.
Yes, they were more plump, round, which was considered more beautiful in those days.
Yes.
And that represents kapha, actually, energy of kapha, according to Ayurveda. Kapha is more round, makes you more rounded. And in Ayurveda also, there was no such big deal about this being overweight and always measuring your weight. So it's ati sthula. Sthula means weight. And ati sthula means carrying too much weight or being obese.
Okay.
So it was when you get excessively obese, that rang a bell.
Yes.
According to Ayurveda, that's where you come in and you treat that. But just being round and plump, it was great.
Yes.
Whereas now everyone wants to be curvy and sharp. So you have to follow your first. You have to assess your body type, and then you have to respect that and fall in line with that.
Okay. So now to the last question. The gymmer and the wrestler controversy, which one is healthier?
So again, if you go to the traditional wrestlers, akhadas, as the Indian wrestling grounds are called, and then mud wrestling.
Yes.
So their diet is very different. Their body structure is very different.
Very different.
So main difference is, again, they are big time ghee eaters.
Yes.
The wrestlers eat ghee and butter. And they don't shy away from milk products, because again, following this rule of snigdha bhojan for exercise.
Yes.
So they might look a little more plump and less cuts in the body,
That's better.
but they are stronger, much stronger, and also more healthy overall. They fall less sick, and they can beat a gymmer hands down in within seconds. They can bring him down
Yes.
because of this.
Yes.
So their bodies also are not, they're very soft and supple,
Yes.
and yeah, they are flexible.
Okay. So let's help our gymmers out a little bit. Let's say that my friend is going to the gym every day and he's having a very protein based diet and he's also getting sick often, he's losing muscle often, and he has also bad gut health. Now, can you just briefly say some things that will help him out?
So they should follow all the rules of exercise and rules of eating, and not over exercise. Over exercise will create more stress hormones,
Okay.
like adrenaline will go up, the sympathetic nervous system will go up, and stress will disturb the gut microbiome.
Okay.
Apart from what we discussed earlier, that they drink less fats,
Yes.
that's also disturbs the gut microbiome, but stress as well. So exercise within the limits, uh, and then follow the diet, and of course take less of supplements, focus more on natural fats
Okay.
and on dairy.
Okay.
So how much of fats, that really depends. Even a normal man, a sedentary man, he can eat 10 spoons of ghee in a day.
Yes. 40
So,
grams, you said?
yes, around 50 to 60 grams.
Oh, okay.
So gymmer of course can eat
More
two,
than
two
that.
to three times of this.
Okay.
So start with a smaller dose and then see how well you digest.
Okay.
And of course to build more, you have to eat after food.
Okay.
When you have to lose weight, if you want to lose weight, then you have to eat fats empty stomach before food. If you want to gain, then you have to eat after food
Okay.
or within. You can also mix ghee within, on your breads, on your chapati, in your soups,
Yes.
in your dals, and so take it with the food. With the food always aids in digestion.
Okay.
It's like adding fuel to your fire. So a lamp is burning and you add oil to that lamp so it burns brightly.
Okay.
So digestion works very well after this ghee taken with the food.
Okay.
And slowly these problems will go away and microbiome will thrive.
I also wanted to ask you one thing. What is the difference between cows and buffalo's ghee?
So that's a good question again. If you look at cow's ghee, it is more yellowish,
Yes.
and buffalo's ghee is more whitish. So yellow represents the color of fire. So cow's ghee, apart from being kapha or being energy rich, it's also rich in fire. So it's easily digested, and it is the only ghee which has been mentioned as good for cognitive functions for the brain. There are 8 types of ghee mentioned in Ayurveda. You know, cow, buffalo, camel, horse, different kinds of ghees. But out of these, the only one mentioned for cognitive
Okay.
function. So children can have it, and all the intellectuals must have it for improved brain function.
Okay.
Apart from improved muscle and energy and body function. Whereas other ghees like buffalo's ghee, more whitish, more kapha, they don't have as many cognitive benefits.
Okay.
Benefits are more in the body.
Okay.
So for a bodybuilder or for a gymmer or a wrestler, wrestlers across India, in Haryana, in Punjab, they focus more on buffalo's ghee. So they become heavy like buffalo. So it causes more weight gain, more muscle gain. And if you so to digest buffalo's ghee, you need that much amount of exercise. For cow's ghee, you don't need that high level of or intense muscular exercise. So cow's ghee, you can get away with, you eat it, but you don't have to. You have to exercise, but not as intense.
Yes. Even
Buffalo's
walking and
ghee.
stuff like that.
Pardon?
Even walking and stuff like that
Yes.
works. Okay.
But buffalo's ghee you cannot get away with without exercising. You must exercise intense. Otherwise, it can cause increase of cholesterol and all.
Okay.
And so that's why these wrestlers and all, they focus more on buffalo's ghee.
Okay.
Firstly, it's more easily available. It's more, in their
Yes.
culture, and also because it probably has more bodily enhancing functions.
Okay, nice. I think everything is clear, and I think this is the end of the today's podcast. I think it went great. We got a lot of value today, and if you have not watched the previous episode, I would recommend that you watch it. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and me and Dr. Sharma will see you again in the next video. Bye bye.
Namaste. Bye.